Shalom and good day, everyone. This is the final and last new moon report that I've been promising y'all. I do apologize. Have a lot of personal things going on and work schedule is very heavy, so don't have a lot of free time like I used to. But I'm just glad to be able to do this report with you. I know it's almost the end of the 12th month, but I have to keep my word, you know. So as you see before you, this is a simple picture to let you know this would be this the last new moon report. Um, I just want to share with y'all. I've really enjoyed this journey, and as I was meditating on, this final decision that I made, the Father has brought to my attention that on the channel you have the tools, you have the foundation. I am just the way pointer. Um, And then you also have the two witnesses, which is his heaven and his earth. And all you have to do is make the time and go out there and observe these things. And his spirit, which is the comforter, shall teach you what these things are and what they mean. Also, the Father has taught me that when you have questions or you're trying to understand his calendar, all you have to do is go to his prophets, such as Enoch, Ezekiel, Moshe, and many others who came after them, as well as the sacred books. We have the work of Josephus, the works of Philo, the book of Jubilees that was written by Moshe, and many others. So, for those who are still learning his calendar and trying to get understanding, again, I cannot stress to you how important this is. The prophets was giving the answers. They was giving the mysteries, and they understood those mysteries, or they wrote messages or scriptures that pertain to those mysteries to give you understanding. And to understand those things, your mind has to be open. It just don't come that easy. So again, all things come by the Spirit of Yah, and Yah give those who are His those understanding of those things. So again, for those who are still learning his calendar, I'm stressing unto you, you need to seek Yah. You need to have a relationship with him. And how we do that, how we are connected to our Father in heaven is through his Son, Yahusha Mashiach, for he is the iron, he is the Delef, which means he's the door, he's the fountain. We're the fountain of the living waters and the door of the sheep. And we must come through him to get to our Father, and as well to receive the Ruach HaKodesh, the Holy Spirit, which is the spirit of wisdom, for she is our mother. As the Messiah prophesies unto us that wisdom is justified by her children, meaning that she's not made in vain. Our Father in heaven did not create her in vain. He created her that she shall bring forth, or that she shall birth the children of the light. Mysteries that I speak unto you. So I have enjoyed this journey. As I shared with you before, when the Father gave me a word to speak, I would come back on the channel to speak. Also, there is another report I have to do. It's not dealing with the new moon sightings. It's dealing with the end of year report, because when you keep a record of the calendar, you will see how it relates to the prophet's writings, especially with Enoch's writings in his first, second, and third book. Um, Also, what the Father has shared with us along this journey, that by keeping a record, and a record of those who, and a record of others, you begin to see how some are not telling y'all the truth, some are hiding things. And as the Father shared with me, it's simple math. If you just write it out and put it on paper, you will see if your calendar match up to the scriptures. For I want to stress to you, this is very important. The calendar is made up of three lights. It's made up of the sun, the moon, and Mazzaroth. And you cannot separate these lights, for the three equals one to form one calendar. So through his prophets, They would teach you what each light function is so you can understand how they come together to form one light. And the second witness to follow is the earth, because the heaven is the billboard, so it gives the sign, and the earth plays it out and bring it forth in the physical. Okay, these two realms go hand in hand, the spiritual and the physical. So as we travel on this journey, we learn that by looking at others' people records, whether they are Israelites or Gentiles, you would too see how many things have been mistaught, misunderstood, hidden, or not discussed because people don't want to be honest and be truthful with you. I learned in this journey that we have to be real. We have to be honest. So if it's something that we don't understand or why this is happening, what I learned with Yah is that we have to be patient on Yah and wait on Him to give us the understanding on why, such as we are seeing the new moon before the Yahad, before the Jewish over there in modern day Israel. Why are we seeing it before them? And if you listen to the prophets, it tells you why. Also, Yahuwah today is speaking through his prophets and prophetess, and he tells you why. So that's what I'm saying to y'all. Um, the answer's right before you, but many are doing the same thing as our ancestors are doing. They are ignoring the prophets, y'all. Okay. So again, the channel has tons of information, tons of resources, and it's all gonna lead you back to the living word, okay, to the scriptures, to the and to the prophets. It's really that simple, y'all. So as you take this journey on learning his calendar, if it's anything you don't understand, you're gonna have to go before Yah in the name of Yahusha HaMashiach, and he shall give it unto you. All right, I had said enough, so let's proceed. Okay. So we are still in the month of Adar. We only have a few days left before our Father New Year come in, and that is the month of Aviv. It is the beginning of our Father's year. And I'm excited. I'm looking forward to that, y'all, because this is a time of year where I refresh in y'all. I learn to coordinate my time off according to his calendar. Again, for many who are operating in the Romans calendar, in the beast calendar, known as Satan's calendar, and today is the Gregorian calendar, it is out of sync with the heavens and the earth. And many people coordinate their days off or their vacations according to that calendar. But again, when you walk with Yah, when you line yourself up to his calendar, you will be refreshed, you will be rested, and you will be in line with him, one with him. Okay. So those who are new, when you first open up the calendar, and the calendar link is listed in the video description box, you will first come upon some links, such as with the end of year summary report, with the Yahuwah prophetic messages, with the moon sighting photos, etc. Check those links out. It's very important. The only link that is not public yet is dealing with the 1582 Italy and 1752 American calendar error. Again, the channel talks about that. There's a separate playlist for that. That is just something for me because I put together like charts and stuff. Y'all know how I am. I put together charts and records to keep it with certain things. But even history will show you that the Roman calendar cannot give you the Sabbath days. It cannot. And you'll see why. They made the greatest error, and it's the simplest error. So the whole weekly format is, it's like upside down, backwards. It's just completely wrong. And when you look at the 1582 of Italy and 1752 of America, you will see that error. And the channel talks about that. It's a playlist on the channel. Like I said, everything is there at your fingertips. So as you scroll down, I do list some important scriptures that we will reflect on throughout the year, such as certain fasts that we keep as a memorial. And y'all, it's been wow, wonderful to even understand what was the third month fast. Many don't know what that fast was that is written in the work of Josephus, but it's revealed in the Apocrypha. I thought that was amazing. So there are certain scriptures listed because there's things that we do keep a memorial throughout the year. Again, the Father's teaching us spiritual things, spiritual messages, as well as mysteries. So as you scroll down, there is another chart I have put together. And those again who are keeping record, you will learn that you will know what date it is, what time it is. Remember what the Messiah said we should watch and pray. And you will find out we can get a close estimate to what year we are in from the day our forefather Adam was created. So you will when you look at this chart, you will see not only my record of time, but you will see Beta Israel and Brother Hashua records in comparison to the Jewish. Now, another thought has come in my mind to why the Jewish is behind, not only dealing with the Messiah, because they don't believe in the Messiah. They don't believe in our Messiah of the true Israelites. They don't believe in that one. But it was something that probably was dealing with the 7-day prophecy, and that is a thing I do need to come back. I know I've been talking about it and elaborate more unto you. They are aware of that 7-day prophecy. You can find it in the Apocrypha, and you can see it throughout the Bible. Father give us hints, and it's also released in the mystery of Shavuot and Pentecost. Yes, watch that playlist that's on the channel, and you will see why the 7-day prophecy is so important for you to know. It does align up with Enoch's 10-week prophecy, okay, that was given to his prophet. So, according to right now, we are in the 5th day of the 7-day prophecy. Far as the date from Enoch's 10-week prophecy, we're in the 8th week. Yeah, as y'all see, we don't have long. Father, eternal kingdom is coming. With Beta Israel, they have for this year 7,093. Okay, that's from the time from Adam. And then with Brother Harshur, he has 7,521. With myself, I have 7,489. And with the Jewish, who known as the Yahad, they have 5,782. So again, you would know the date. You would get an idea where we are in time. Okay. We just don't know the date and the time of the coming of the son of Adam, which is Yahusha HaMashiach, who is the Leph, who is the door of the sheep, and the Ayin, the fountain of the living waters. Okay. Now, when you get to this part, this is the part that's actually dealing with the calendar. Like I said, I got a lot of juicy stuff in here. It tells you about the season. It tells you about the number of harvest feasts we are in, and I count to Shemitah and to Jubilee. It also lists the dates of the 13th month. And I do want to say this again. What the Yahad is following, they do not follow the prophets of Yah. They do not follow Enoch's writings. So they don't follow the 358 rule. And if you don't know what I'm talking about the 358 rule, you got to read Enoch's writings to understand what I'm saying. Or you can watch the videos that's on the channel. We go in detail about that. So you can see that our Father do speak in math. He speaks in formulas that he has given unto the prophets. Also, the calendar has very important scriptures that pertain to his calendar, because you will learn that the calendar too is centered around agriculture, which comes from what? The earth. Do you see how everything aligns? Okay. So when you understand agriculture, or why things happen at certain time of the year, then you begin to understand his calendar as well. Then, as far as the formula of how I got this calendar format, can be found in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 46. Again, all things are given to the prophets. So in the 12th month is known as the month of Adar. Okay. And this year it falls in the heathen year of the year of 2021 to 2022. Now, for those who don't follow a 13th month, you will see that if they never add a 13th month, which many of them are lying and they all of a sudden get caught up with us, but I'm just telling you how true these folk be lying. But If they never added a 13th month, they would be in their third month, starting from the year of 2015 to 2016, because that was the year when we added a 13th month. Again, y'all need to start checking these people records and stop just following them, because I'm telling y'all, they're not telling y'all everything. Now, for this year, in the year of 2020 to 2021, we added a 13th month. We did in that year. So this is why you see the Jewish now are having their 13th month and we're having our 12th month. Again, the difference between us, we follow the 358 rule. So for them, by them adding a 13th month this year from 2021 to 2022, they are in the 368 rule. You'll see. Just look at their records. And then look at what the prophets' writings are. Now, Adar means exceeding glorious. And I believe on the channel we talked about the month of Adar and what does it mean? What is the Father telling us about exceeding glorious? Again, these things relate to all the prophecies that pertain to Yahusha HaMashiach, to the nation of Israel, to the bride of Yahushua HaMashiach, and to the 144,000. I mean, I'm telling y'all, every month that we have in our Father calendar, y'all, it is sending out a very important message. Very important. Okay. So this year, the Hebrew calendar 12, the Hebrew 12th month fell in the pagan month, which is March and April. Okay. It fell in March to April. All right. Now we're going to have to close out the 11th month. So let us do that quickly. So in the 11th month, we're over here, which is the bet. Okay. That month of the sun's 12th month had a total of 29 days. Okay. And because they saw the new moon, well, I'm talking about the world saw the new moon on March the 3rd at sundown. Okay, that's the heathen state. And because we saw it on March the 3rd at sundown, it would cause the 11th month to have 29 days in the Father's calendar. Now, we'll talk about why Israel will have 30 days in their calendar and why our brother Hashua has 29 days. It's according to when they sighted their moon. Okay? All right. So going back to the 12th month, when you look at the first day of the month, like I said, it's very important that we start keeping record of certain biblical events because it's again sends a message unto us because these things is going to relate to us now, what has happened to this generation now. So on the first day of the 12th month, as you see written, Moses, that's the day when Moses faced Pharaoh. And he was what? 80 years old. This is also the same day of this year that we have the west seeing the new moon before Israel. Another sign that's given to you, Israelites. Do you hear me, Hebrews? This is another sign given to you. So the new moon day fell on the sun's 12th month and 13th day, which fall on the heathen's day, which is known as March the 3rd at sundown to March the 1st. March the 4th. Remember, we go from sundown to sundown, which will make his Shabbat to fall on the heathen day known as Thursday to Friday. Also in this same calendar, you receive very important scriptures for you to go back, reflect on, and to read that pertain to this month. Now, the reason why you want to count the days that Moshe had to face Pharaoh, because it deals with numbers. And you know how Father speak through numbers. So it took Moshe 45 days for us to get out of Egypt. So when we left Egypt on Aviv 15th, it made it 45 days. Again, it speaks in numbers. So you have to meditate on that. Okay. I also list in here this same thing that's dealing with the mystery of Adar. Some very important scriptures for you to read. Okay, to understand why Adar again is known as what? Exceeding glorious. Exceeding glorious. Now, what you see in blue with these arrows is let me know that we're still in the season of rain. Because remember, the former rains or the first rain starts in the month of Bull, okay, and soon it will be ending in the month of Aviv. Aviv is your month known as your latter rains. Again, the channel talk about that, and we learn another important sign is dealing with pleads. That also is another sign that is given by the heaven about when rains will come. All right, so you want to check that out too when you have a chance. So in the first week of the Most High calendar, we noticed that on day 2, Israel still could not see the moon, so they went by default. And I hope y'all paying attention to these signs because the Most High is speaking loudly about who is His people and that His people have been scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Also, on day 2 of the moon, this is a day when Brother Yahusha, sighted the moon himself, and that would be day 1 unto him. Now, this day falls on the sun's 12th month and 14th day. As far as the heathen day, it falls on March the 4th at sundown to March the 5th. Now, some important biblical events for you to look at is on the 3rd day of the moon. This is a day in the day of Ezra, and I think it's also like Nehemiah and I'm trying to think of another one. Start with Zerubbabel. This is a day when the temple was completed. You want to read Ezra chapter 6 and first Ezra chapter 7 in the Apocrypha. So this year, this biblical event will fall on the heathen day known as March the 5th to March the 6th from sundown to sundown, which fall on the sun's 12th month and 15th day. So in this same week, we have the moon increasing in light. She is 50%. She's known as a half moon, and it falls on the 7th day of the moon, which fall on the sun's 12th month and 19th day, which fall on the heathen's day known as March 9th to March the 10th. So your first Shabbat in this month started on day 8 of the moon, which fell on the sun's 12th month and 20th day, which fall on the heathen's calendar day known as March the 10th to March the 11th from sundown to sundown. And that completes your first week. So now we get to the second week. We have a very important biblical event. Most of y'all know about that. That's dealing with Purim. But most people don't talk about all the events that led up to Purim, such as Esther began her fast on day 10 of the moon. And this year it fell on the sun's 12th month and 22nd day, which fell on the heathen's day of March the 12th to March the 13th. So it is day 1 of the fast. And as you write it out, you will learn that day 3 of the fast fell on the moon's 12th day. And this year it falls on the sun's 12th month and 24th day, which is March the 14th at sundown to March the 15th. And this is also the same day where Esther put together, the wine banquet feast for the king. And you want to see what take place on that day, especially with the enemy known as Haman. Okay? Now, day 13 of the moon is known as the day of gladness. And again, go back to these biblical events, reflect on, because you want to know, why do the Israelites call this the day of gladness? Okay? And that falls on the sun's 12th month and 25th day this year, which fall on the heathen's day, March the 15th to March the 16th from sundown to sundown. And then we had Purim, which fall on the moon's 14th day and 15th day. And as you see, the full moon fell on the 15th day this year. And Purim fell on the sun's 12th month and 26th day and 12th month and 27th day. Far as the heathen day, it started on March the 16th at sundown, and which will end on March the 18th at sundown. And that completes the second week. So now we look at the third week of the Most High calendar month of the 12th month, known as Adar. We have the sun enter into the first sign of Mazzaroth. And that's a very important sign, because this is how we know when winter is ending, and when spring shall begin. So the sun entered in the first sign of Mazzaroth, known as Aries, according to the Gentile terminology. It fell on the moon's 17th day this year, which would make this sun to only have 29 days in its 12th month. Far as the heathen day, it would be March the 19th to March the 20th from sundown to sundown. So because this sign happened, you know what Enoch say, then your next day would be the first day of spring. So your first day of spring will fall on the moon's 18th day, okay? And it fell on the sun's first month and first day, which fall on the heathen's date known as March the 20th at sundown to March the 21st. Now, as far as anything else happening in the third week, we have the moon decreasing herself in light. She's becoming a half moon now, and that falls on the 22nd day of the moon, which fell on the sun's first month and fifth day. Far as the heathen day, it falls on March the 24th to March the 25th, and that is your third Sabbath. Okay, third Sabbath fall on again on the sun's first month and fifth day, which fell on the moon's 22nd day. Okay. So now we are in the fourth week of the moon. Now, according to the time I have now, it is 11:06 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and the heathen day is March the 30th. So we are from March the 30th to March the 31st. So we are in the 28th day of the moon. And this is the day when the moon is decreasing herself in light. She's becoming that last waning crescent where you can see her in the morning and maybe up to noon. But she's very small now, very tiny to the eye now. So this particular day fell on the sun's first month and 11th day, which falls on the heathen day known as March the 30th to March the 31st. Okay. And then on on the moon's 29th day, we have the moon with no light upon her. This is known as the dark moon when you cannot see her in the heavens. And it falls on the sun's first month and 12th day, which fall on the heathen day known as March the 31st to April the 1st from sundown to sundown. Okay? So the 29th day, we make it your fourth Sabbath, which fell on the sun's first month and 12th day. So this is the part now we are waiting to sight the moon to determine if this month will have 29 days or 30 days to complete this year. So we can't do anything else until we wait for the heavens to give the sign. So I will be coming back unto you sometime after the New Year day of the Most High Calendar month to review with you the end of the year numbers, which is very important that we do that. Okay. Um. Again, I hope you enjoyed this moon report. That's right. Thank you, Father. I didn't show no pictures. Y'all know me. I got to show pictures. Okay. This is the 12-month photos. Okay. So when you click on that, I start putting links where you can go to other sources and channels to see about, when have others seen the new moon. Because it's very important that we look at the sightings from around the world to compare. So as you see here, I have two photos of a new moon, and that just to show you that everybody else in the world could see the moon, but Israel could not see it. So I went back on that site today, and it was the same thing. Israel could not see the moon, but everybody else, such as Egypt, South Africa, Florida, and USA, Georgia and USA, was all able to see the new moon on March the 3rd at sundown. Okay. We also have here Brother Hashur. He only was able to see the moon on March the 4th. So this is why he's starting that day on that day. We also have here Brother Kiefer. Thank you, Brother Kiefer. I really appreciate you for sharing your photos. I don't think you can see this, y'all, but when you click on that page, you will see the crescent here. Like I said, this crescent be small. You really have to blow these pictures up to see it. I'm trying to see what's another. Like here, you can see it there probably, but and right here, probably right there. But as you see, you really have to be out there and be patient and hope you can see it, because a lot of things can affect the sighting of the moon. But I thank you, Brother Kiefer, for your photos. And I also want to thank Sister Huda for her photos, because both of them was only able to see it on March the 4th, okay? In the heathen year of 2022. Notice I make a distinction about the dates because one day is dealing with Satan's calendar, and the fall don't roll like that. His calendar is completely different from the heathens. Okay? So again, remember we have to look at everybody results of these moon sightings photos, okay, to compare to determine what is the day of the new moon. And also for some who don't know this, on the new moon day, you are not to be buying and selling either. No buying and no selling on his new moon days. And you can also find that in the Bible as well. Okay? I clicked on this because now they say in this month, let's see here. I don't have the date on this report, but now according to the people in modern day Israel, they're saying that the barley is ripened now. So there too will be starting their first month in the same month that we be starting, which is in April, once we see that new moon sighting. Okay, so when you get a chance, check that out. And y'all, this complete the 12 new moon report. I do apologize. I know it's already close to the end of the month. This had a lot of things going on. But y'all continue to watch and pray because those who are watching and who are connected to the Father, I want to say this unto you. Listen to the Father, follow his instructions. Things are about to change, and many people are asleep, whether they are Israelites or Gentiles, whether they are awakened or not awakened, y'all. Many people are not getting this, but it's only a remnant of us that see and hear what's going on. So I speak this unto this remnant. Follow instruction. Do not doubt. Do not waste any time. Listen to what he's telling you to do. Okay? For those who are not there yet, I will continue where all of us, brothers and sisters around the world, will be continuing to pray for y'all. Because y'all, what is coming, many are not ready. Many are not ready. And when you read Revelation 12, you're going to see that only the remnant is taken to a place of safety. But the rest of the world, whether you are Israelite or Gentile, y'all will have to go through another trial and tribulation because the potter is not finished with you. There's a work that has to be done in you in order for you to enter into his kingdom. I hope you understand what I'm saying. So what I'm saying to you, this is time. It's very important that you repent and make it right with the Father now. Because y'all, things are speeding up. We don't have long. So continue, my brothers and sisters, to preach that the kingdom of heaven is at hand, for it's truly at hand. Make sure the people receive salvation as written in Romans chapter 10, and baptize the people in the name of Yahusha HaMashiach. For the Lamb set the example of the water baptism and the Holy Spirit baptism, and the apostle continued in both. And if you have no one to baptize you, guess what? The Father has an easier way for you. All you have to do is have faith and baptize yourself in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach. For where there is water, ye shall be baptized, whether it's in your bathroom, swimming pool, river, or whatever. You can do these things yourself. As far as the Holy Spirit baptism, as is written in the Word, all you have to do is ask our Father in heaven, and he shall give it unto you. Ask in his Son's name. Yahusha HaMashiach, and he will give it unto you according to your heart, your faith, and your words. All right, y'all. Love you all. Again, look to hear from me sometime after the new year with the end of year report totals. Okay. Oh, again, I know some of y'all might be sad that I'm stopping the new moon reports, but just know this: you have the tools now. You can do this yourself now. And if you don't know how, go to the Father, and He will give it unto you. But what I'm seeing, what's happening, I'm beginning a new journey, y'all. I'm starting a new journey now. It's time for me to go to the next step. All right. Love you all, and shalom.